Hi everyone. As some of you might know, I've struggled with alcohol and drugs in the past. This year will mark 9 years sober from alcohol. That was my biggest issue in life and longest running issue of almost 8 solid years of hardcore drinking. A big reason that I drank was because of everything I was going through with gender dysphoria. Around the same time I learned what transgender meant, which was 2004 for me, I started to drink heavily to where I would black out just about every time that I drank. I didn't think I could ever quit drinking. It was such a big part of my life, I put it before everything else. Work, school, family, even my friends that I drank with, I still made the alcohol more important than them. And why do I say that? Well, the blacking out, it would leave other people responsible for me. I just wanted to check out and not have to deal with life. And some of you that might have experience with this knows that you're not really going to check out of life. You're going to make life a lot worse. Granted, you might be checked out in the moment, but it will make everything a lot worse. So my message on this video here is for the people that might be going through this or know someone going through this and they don't think that they can stop. I seriously didn't think I could stop. I even went to an inpatient rehab about 6 years into my drinking for 30 days and relapsed 2 weeks later. But if it wasn't for that month in rehab, I don't think I would have actually gotten completely sober from alcohol 3 years later. It's a process, and I'm not saying that relapse has to be a part of recovery, but sometimes it is, and we can't let that get in the way of our recovery either. We can't say, oh, I relapsed, that means I just can't stop. No, you can stop. I promise you can. And for me, I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in one specific thing. I do believe in a higher power. And for me personally, the way I quit was, and I wasn't in AA, by the way. There were tools from AA that I appreciate, but I personally did not do AA. But I did give my life to a higher power, so to say. And when I say give my life to a higher power, what I mean is I got to a point where I spoke to my higher power, which I call God, and I said, God, please take the desire to drink away from me. I give it all to you. And within a few weeks, it took a little while, but within a few weeks, I went through a couple binges, and in the midst of those binges, some really bad things happened, and it just broke me down to tears. And thank God, I stopped. Like the desire, one morning I woke up from a binge of drinking and blacking out, and I just felt like the desire to drink was lifted from me after I kept praying for that to happen. I had never prayed for that before. I had never really asked for that kind of help before. I had nonchalantly, said to people, to actual people like in rehab, oh, I don't want to drink. Oh, I need to stop. But I didn't really go within and ask my higher power for help. And that's a personal belief of mine, is that when we ask for help, that it is given to us. And I just wanted to share that because everyone has their own story about how they got sober. And if you don't believe in a higher power or this and that, I think that you're still capable of being sober. Your higher power could be whatever you choose it to be. The most important thing is that we stop abusing and hurting ourselves, especially in the LGBTQ plus communities. There's a lot of drug and alcohol abuse. I know for the trans communities specifically that it can happen a lot because a lot of us feel like we want to escape our bodies, and drugs and alcohol are a way that a lot of people try to escape. But I'm telling you, drinking just made my life so much worse than I already felt. And now that I have almost 9 years away from alcohol and I'm still transgender, dealing with gender dysphoria and being transgender is so much easier now that I'm not consuming alcohol. I'm more in control of my mind, my environment, my life. I know where I'm going to be. I know what I'm going to do. I'm not going to black out and not know what's happening. I'm not going to fear for my life if I'm getting in a car and I shouldn't be. all of that is just gone. All that negative energy is gone. All that negative space. And alcohol is a tricky one because it is so socially acceptable. Well, when you switch your mindset and you decide it's not acceptable for you, it won't be. People can drink all they want and you'll stop caring. People often think I don't want to be around alcohol because I'll be tempted. I'm not tempted. I have absolutely no desire to drink. And I'm so thankful for that. That's one of the biggest things I'm thankful for, because I had it like an obsession daily. Was just like, how do I get all through this other crap, going to work or whatever, or calling out of work from a hangover, and how do I get to being drunk again? That obsession is gone. And that to me is just amazing. Like I couldn't be more thankful for that. But it's possible to stop drinking, whether you're heterosexual, trans, bisexual, whatever. I'm just speaking from a trans man's perspective. I don't know if I said that correctly, but no, it is possible, and I want you to know that, because I do believe a big reason that I started drinking so heavily was my confusion with gender dysphoria. I'm not sure if I would have gotten so bad with it if I hadn't been going through that. And instead of dealing with the gender dysphoria, instead of seeking out counsel, doctors, professionals to talk about it with, I chose to take it into my own hands. And I'm really grateful that I'm still here. I'm grateful that I'm making this video and that I made it through all that alive and not in jail or prison or whatever for DUIs or any of that. I mean, that's the thing with drinking, is you could be a great person and nice. You would never steal or harm anyone. But you could get in an accident and kill somebody. If not yourself, you kill somebody else, and you end up in prison. That's what's so scary about alcoholism and drugs, is they really just take a hold of your entire life. You could be the sweetest person, but then you get a hold of the drugs and alcohol, and it changes you for the worst. Some people can handle just having a few casual drinks. I applaud them. I'm not one of them. And I know there's a lot of people like me who also cannot handle the casual drinks. And this video might trigger some people to where they are actively drinking and they're like, oh, I don't want to stop drinking. Well, you got to ask yourself, is it controlling your life? Is it ruining your life? Is it keeping you from your goals and what you feel that you're meant to do in life? Is it putting a wedge between you and your family? It did for me. I mean, there were times I chose alcohol over going and seeing my family on holidays. To me, that's just, it's awful, my grandmother recently passed away. There are so many times I could have went and seen her that I went and partied instead. And that's forever something I have to deal with. That we all have stuff like that we have to deal with, where we chose that over love, over family. And it's an even bigger reason to let that stuff go. Well, not only like any regrets, but what I mean is to let the addictions go, to give them up to your higher power, whatever that may be, and to realize that you are made of light and you are strong, and that you don't need any kind of substance like that to help you get through. Alcohol is, you're literally poisoning your body to get the high. So you don't need to poison yourself to get through life. If you think about it that way, we need love. We need things that are filled with self-love and self-care. And I guess that's about it. I just wanted to make this video about that. I haven't talked about drug addiction or anything in a long time, and it's a subject it's very real to me. It's been a huge part of my life, and like I said, I'm just grateful to be here. I'm grateful that I made it through that, and that I can speak to others about it, because I want you to know that if you are struggling with this, you can get help. You can get sober. I promise you. I was the person throwing up everywhere and causing problems, had a DUI, lost jobs because I couldn't hold them because of my alcoholism and the issues. And now I live a life where people can count on me. I'm going to get choked up. It's hard. You lose your self-esteem. Have you? Have you lost your self-esteem? Because I sure did. I sure did. But you gain it back because you realize that without the alcohol, you are capable of anything and everything, or without the drugs, whatever your issue is. But when you are free and clean of that stuff, all that negativity, you are capable of living your dreams, of doing what you need and want to do. So please remember that. I'm sending you light and love, and we'll see you soon, okay? Have a good one.